For centuries, history has taught us one simple idea. Civilizations fall because they are conquered.
Rome fell to invasions. The Aztecs fell to the Spanish.
Empires collapse in fire, blood, and war.
But there is one civilization that doesn't fit this pattern. No invading army. No final battle. No recorded war of destruction. And yet, entire cities were abandoned.
Stone temples were left to the jungle.
Millions of people disappeared from history.
This is the story of a civilization that didn't fall in war.
This is the story of the Maya.
When people hear Maya, they often imagine a single empire. That's a mistake.
The Maya were never one empire.
They were a network of independent city-states spread across modern Mexico.
Guatemala.
Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador.
Each city ruled itself.
Each had its own king, rituals, alliances, and rivalries.
Cities like Tikal, Chalakmul,
Copan,
Palenque, these were not primitive settlements. They built massive stone pyramids.
Sophisticated road systems,
Advanced irrigation, cities aligned with astronomy.
By the year 800 AD, the Maya population may have exceeded 10 million people. And then, within just a few generations,
Many of these cities were abandoned.
here's what makes the Maya collapse so unusual. There is no record of a final war. No burned cities on a massive scale. No mass graves from invasion.
No weapons left behind from conquest.
Instead, archaeologists found
Palaces left standing.
Temples unfinished.
Homes abandoned, with tools still inside.
It looks less like destruction.
More like people slowly leaving. But why would an entire civilization walk away from its cities? For a long time, people filled the silence with myths. Some claimed the Maya were wiped out by disease.
Or even that something supernatural happened.
None of this is true.
the Maya did not disappear. Their descendants still live in Central America today.
What vanished was something else, their urban civilization. The cities fell silent. The kings disappeared.
The monuments stopped being built.
So what caused this slow collapse?
The Maya lived in a difficult environment.
Much of their land had thin soil.
Seasonal rainfall. And no major rivers in the northern lowlands. To survive, they engineered the land. They cut forests. Built reservoirs. Expanded farmland. At first, it worked. But success created a dangerous loop.
More food meant more people.
More land cleared meant less rainfall retention.
Over time, deforestation reduced the region's ability to hold moisture.
Then came the droughts.
Climate studies show something critical.
Between 800 and 1000 AD, the Maya region experienced repeated mega droughts. Rainfall dropped by up to 50% in certain areas. For a society dependent on seasonal rain, this was catastrophic.
Crops failed.
Reservoirs dried.
Food shortages became common.
But drought alone doesn't collapse a civilization.
Something else made it worse. Chapter 6: The Problem of Kings and Gods.
Maya kings weren't just rulers. They were chosen by the gods, responsible for cosmic balance, controllers of rain and fertility. When the rain stopped, gods were failing, and so were the kings.
To restore balance, rulers demanded bigger temples.
More sacrifices.
This drained the population further.
Farmers were forced to work on monuments instead of fields during a food crisis. Faith began to break.
Social collapse without war.
Leadership lost legitimacy.
Trade networks weakened.
Cities stopped cooperating.
Families moved towards smaller villages.
More fertile lowlands and coastal regions.
Cities weren't destroyed. They were abandoned. Nature reclaimed them slowly.
The Maya collapse wasn't dramatic. It didn't need to be.
When food systems fail,
Leadership loses trust.
Environment turns hostile.
They lost the conditions that made cities worth living in.
It's important to say this clearly. The Maya people survived.
The urban structure.
the divine kingship model.
Small Maya communities continued for centuries. Even when the Spanish arrived, they encountered living Maya societies. The collapse was not extinction. It was transformation.
The Maya story carries a quiet warning.
civilizations don't always fall to enemies.
They grow faster than their environment can sustain.
Systems refuse to change.
No fire, no invasion, just silence. The jungle didn't conquer the Maya. The Maya outgrew their world. And when the ballots broke, they walked away. Not of defeat,
but of a civilization that vanished without war.